I'm your astrologer Wonder Girl, and I'm here to give you your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, July 10th to Sunday, July 16th. All right, Capricorn, now what we got going on for you is basically here a full moon in your sign. All right, and this happened at the very end of last week, like Saturday, Sunday, and you're still feeling it as we're moving into this week, okay? And this full moon, which is conjunct Pluto in your sign, let's see, was opposing the Sun and Mars in your 7th partnership. So I think what you're trying to figure out here is who you are and what you want and what you desire and what's going on with your identity, okay? And I think you're trying to end a bunch of these changes that have been happening with you, or perhaps step into your power and some of these changes that have been going on in your identity, so that you can begin to form relationships with the right people, with people that mean a lot to you and people who resonate more truly with you in some way, okay? So I think that's a lot of what's on your mind this week. While that's going on, I think there's also lots of communication for you about some big changes perhaps in life that you want to make, or some deep desires, what you're feeling inside, and about your career and where your life is going, all right? Because we do have Mercury in your 8th house of deep changes, making a sextile to Jupiter in your 10th of career. So I think there's a lot of thinking for you and communication about what you need to end or begin in order to create the life that you know that you want, or in order to create the career and the social standing in the world that is really important for you, in order to be seen in the way that you want to be seen, okay? And you're thinking, what do I need to change in order to get there? What do I need to end or begin in order to have that career or that life that it is that you want in some way, okay? Also maybe thinking about how you can deeply partner with someone to get that and create more of a career that resonates with you deep down. Okay, so that's what's happening there. While you're thinking a lot about that, you could perhaps be a little frustrated that other things in life aren't working out for you as quickly as you would like. That's because we do have Venus, which is going to be over here in your 6th house of like your job and your daily routines, and also of your health. I don't normally mention that, but the 6th house is also the house of health and sickness and illness and that kind of thing. So you've got a lot of things going on here in your 6th house of health, where maybe you're feeling like end of job, or maybe you're feeling like other people aren't quite on board with your daily routines, aren't helping you create daily routines that are better for you, or that it is that you want, or helping you at work in some way. You're feeling like people really aren't there for you practically in the way maybe that you need them to be. You may also be feeling like here it's hard for you to build the foundations of your life as well in your daily routines. Maybe you're feeling like there's a lot going on at work or at your job or on the day-to-day that is knocking you off balance, that you feel like you can't create the foundations that you want in life to really move forward in a way that is comfortable for you, okay? And maybe there's some stuff going on at home that's very hard for you at work or with your job in some way, okay? Now these are semi-squares, okay? And semi-squares do indicate patience. They do indicate frustration, things going slower and impossible, but it does mean that if you just wait it out, and if you just stick with these things for just a little bit longer and don't give up, they will work out for you. They will fall into place. You just gotta wait, you know? You just gotta wait in order to get there, okay? So keep that in mind. We also do have Neptune over here in your 3rd house of communication, of talk, of people around town as well, and a semi-square with your 4th. So maybe not feeling quite like you can communicate in the right ways about your home life, about the foundation of your life, maybe not feeling like your neighbors or your community or other people in some way are on board with your home life, with what you feel, you know, something is very core to your being too. Also feeling like that is a little off. Does not mean that, again, all these things cannot come together. It just means you're going to have to be patient with it, okay? Now, while this week is going a little bit more slowly or more frustrating than you would like, there's still stuff you can do, even though it's going to be a lot of internal stuff, okay? I think the message of this week is you got to readjust yourself internally in order to really find the magic and the goodness that is there for you. And what a better time to do it than like after a full moon, when the moon is waning, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so I think this week what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to figure out how to think very differently about some deep desires that you have in your heart, about some deep changes you want to make in life, especially how to think differently about those things with people around town. Perhaps there's people in your community that maybe aren't on board with your desires, on where you want your life to go. Perhaps you're thinking about them in the wrong ways, and I think you need to adjust your perspective to figure out, how can I make these changes in my life? How can I redirect my life in the direction I want to go while still working with my community, while still communicating in a way that makes sense to myself and others. I think you're also going to have to think very differently about these changes and who you are just as a whole. You know, how can you do things in your life that you want and integrate them more into your entire being in a way that works for you. And of course, the sun here in your 7th is making the same aspect to Saturn in your 12th too. So I think you're trying to figure out how you can work with people, with relationships, to bring more of that inner peace and comfort to you that it is that you want. And you got to reconceptualize some of these things and think very differently about them in order for you to really unlock the goodness that is here for you this week. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Now your card, oh, this is a great card, is the 10 of Cups. Upright. So this is actually a great card. This is like a card of like home and family and of like celebrations of like emotional fulfillment in some way. Okay, so I think this week is a week where you're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel like you've got like your tribe around you and you're starting to get the hang of things, and like there's rainbows like and things are coming together in some way. I think it's going to be a good week. Now, if you aren't feeling that, I think the message of this card here is to do whatever it is that you can do to bring more of that emotional security and that emotional warmth and just feeling back into your life so that you don't feel like everything is falling apart. You need to find a way to really build and get the life that resonates with you spiritually and emotionally moving forward. Okay, so that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching my forecast. If you like it, please like it on Facebook, like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you later. Have a good week.